Hey guys, it's me, YayaDiamond. What's up, peoples? How you doing? It is a great day, and I'm so very excited to be here. I have said that so many times, I don't even remember when it started, but it's okay. I guess I'll have to find out because it still is true to this day. And I'm so very excited to have my next guest on the show today. His name is Fred Buse, and I hope I got that right because if I didn't, then I didn't hear him the first time. Welcome to the show, sir. Thank you so much for being here.
Well, thank you. Yes.
Thank you. Thank you. So today I wanted to kind of go over a lot of different things and and your book. So you have your book and I see your book is a caregiver's tip. But before we get into the interview, can I play that trailer right there?
Yeah. Uh-huh. Yes.
Awesome. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and play this trailer right here.
Okay.
Absolutely love it.
Good.
Absolutely. It's just wonderful. A lot of people have been affected by Alzheimer's. They've been affected by their spouses not being able to respond or differences in their attitudes, their way of thinking, and when you write a book about it, that just takes it way personal. What what prompted you to go ahead and write a book about it? Because I mean, this is intimate.
Well, after the experience, um, I had all this knowledge because I was writing a diary as we were going along, and I said, well, it would be good to write a book with all this knowledge from a man's standpoint of what happened.
Mm, mm. Can you tell me like the moment that you realized that something just wasn't right?
Well, yes, it took a while for me to realize what was not happening. She would go bowling, and a woman would pick her up to go bowling. And the bowling people said, Fred, Dot is continuously repeating the same story over and over again.
Mm,
But I still didn't click. And then finally, this woman said, I'm afraid to take her shopping because when I get out of the car, I don't know where she will be if she would get out and start to wonder. And I
mm.
said, uh oh. And that's when I really realized what was happening.
Yeah. Wow. Wow. Okay, so you mentioned like in your synopsis of the book, dual lives as a caregiver. Can you elaborate on that experience and what it was like for you on a daily basis?
Well, as time went by, I had to I took on more and more chores of what was happening in the house, and of course, I was taking care of her at the same time. So basically, you're living two lives, her life and my life at the same time.
Mm. I am so sorry that happened to you. So
Well,
sorry.
that's the way it goes. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And so like what was your day like? I mean, you said you took on two roles, a caregiver, and you were still a husband at the same time. So, I mean, tell me what was your day like?
Well, I would have to make breakfast for both of us, uh, and unfortunately, she liked to sleep late, so that was good. So I could get up, shower, and make breakfast and do what chores like doing the dishes, doing the clothing, and then she would get up, and then I would have to take care of her, wash her and make her bed, and uh, so it was like doing my life and then doing her life.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. What was like some of the strategies that you came up with? I know that you have some of these in the book because I know these are caregiver tips. But what was like the one strategy that if you didn't do it, if you didn't formulate this, if you never knew this, it would just make your life miserable?
Well, you mean what experience was the worst experience I had?
No, like a tip, like okay, if I don't do this, then everything collapses. You know what I mean?
Okay, well, I would say getting her ready. That was getting her out of bed. She refused to get it out of bed, and if we had an appointment and she refused to get out of bed, sometimes I would call up my sister who was in Florida and put the telephone next to my wife's ear, and she recognized my sister,
Oh
and that started the day then. Yeah.
wow, wow. So if you couldn't get her out of bed and your sister wasn't there, everything would pretty much collapse for that day.
Yes, I'd have to be very patient. Yes.
Mm, yeah, yeah.
You
So
have
there's
to look.
different things, right?
You have to learn to be patient.
Mm-hmm. Wow. So, okay, so among the 134 practice tips that you share, which one do you believe made the most significant impact on your journey as a caregiver for your wife?
Well, that's a very good question. The one thing I found out quickly is do not travel with a person who has Alzheimer's.
Okay.
That that, that was a disaster almost 3 times.
Oh no.
Um, we were traveling. We got on a plane, and the plane was in the air for about an hour, and then she decided she wanted to get off the plane, and she made quite a fuss. I want to get off the plane. So uh, that was a very bad
Oh
episode.
wow. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That is, wow.
So and the other episode we had was in Atlanta's airport, which has a subway, and she was right behind me, and I got on a train, and she backed up, and so the door started to close. Fortunately, another man was able to, and myself, pry the doors open to get her on. But if she was alone on a train like that, it would be a disaster because she wouldn't know what to do, and I'd have to take that whole loop underneath the Atlanta. So
Okay, so do not travel with a person that has Alzheimer's.
no, no,
Don't do
no.
it. Oh gosh.
Yep, yep.
Wow. Wow. So how did you navigate the legal and financial aspects of this? I know that, you have to take care of her. You had to live your life and her life. You have to take care. I mean, what was that like for you?
Well, you have to go to a lawyer and set up all the trust because if something happened to me, what would happen to her? So I
Hmm.
finally got it arranged that the bank would take over and set up a home for her and take care of all the finances.
Wow. The bank does that?
Yeah, and that was a big relief to have that set up that way. Yeah.
Wow. Wow. So, I mean, okay, so what advice would you give to others in this predicament? Should they do that? Should they find someone like now?
Yes, absolutely. As soon as possible.
Mm-mm-mm. Okay, so let's go into like joy and happiness. Can you find any, or can you discuss, or can you recollect any memories of joy that you had in connection with your wife during this time, even despite the Alzheimer's?
Oh yes. As time went on, she could do less and less things. So I had to learn to put up her lipstick, and of course
Mm.
that was a lot of fun. Yeah,
Oh,
so there
wow.
was some good times. Yeah. Hmm.
That is wonderful. I mean, I absolutely love what you've done. You've taken this whole thing and you've put it out there. The advice that you give and the recollections that you give and the memories and everything that you have is so precious. And it's just, but it's also liberating in a way. When you finished your book,
Yeah.
what did it do for you? Because I mean, you had her, you have her, or you had her. I'm not sure if she's still with us today, but what did it do for you?
Well, I thought it was a relief, like letting this knowledge go to other people. Because I felt that was so important that other people get to know what to do in this case. Because it's not out in the medical books. People, ordinary people, all of a sudden they fall into this situation and they have no idea what to do
Hmm.
without the medical people. So this book would help all kinds of people, not just for Alzheimer's, but people who have dementia.
Right.
There's a lot of frustrated people out there, so help. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah,
yeah.
definitely.
And
Okay, so like, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
you get surprises as this goes on. They have what happens in the evening. They get sundown
Yeah.
syndrome, and I was not aware of this, of course. But all of a sudden, she would start talking to other people, a group of people, and I was sitting there physically, but she wouldn't even see me. And this conversation would go on for a half an hour, and I didn't dare interrupt because I was not there in her mind.
Hmm.
And then after half an hour or so, she'd pop out of it. But that was quite an experience.
Wow.
You're there,
Well,
but
that
you're
is.
not. You're there, but not there.
Oh, wow. Would
And
that be
even
the first thing that you would have wanted to know? Or is there something else you would have wanted to know, like going into this whole thing? Like, okay, I wish I would have known this first.
I, no one told me about it. But yes, I wish I had known because I didn't know what was going on for quite a while.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Wow. How do you think society should better care for this situation? I mean, education and just being upfront with it and not hiding it.
I think that'd be quite important. They could almost have a class on my book for people who have to go through this situation.
Hmm. Wow. Are there any changes that you've noticed with yourself in the way you experience life and the way you love people?
Yes, I have more respect about people in general because we are what we are.
Yeah,
And you might say to a person, but in reality, each of us have our own journey we're taking. And
yeah,
just to recognize that. But the main thing I learned, you have to be patient, even though you feel mad about things. You can't be mad. You just have to accept them.
wow. It's
But
just such a pleasure. Wow. Go
she
ahead.
she would she would drop things, and she would say, "I didn't do that," and you don't dare say yes, you did. You just have to accept it.
Yeah. Wow. Is she still with us today?
No, 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 no. She passed after nine years. Yeah,
Mm.
and that was another blessing that the doctors recognized that this is the end, and so they got hospice. And what wonderful people hospice are.
Yeah, they are.
They're all volunteers, but they're so gracious.
Yeah. Yeah, I know about that. I know about
Oh,
that firsthand.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Wow. Well, I'm so thankful that you've wrote and you've written this book. Are there any pointers that you would give someone who would want to write a book like this? And in the takeaway, what do you want? I know this is two questions in one, but what do you want your readers to take away? Because I mean, do you have to be a certain age to read this, or should you just go ahead and read it now?
Well, I keep on repeating myself, but the main thing is you got to accept things that happen that you don't want to happen, but um, like at dinner time. At dinner time, I'd end up feeding her. I'd put on a bib and put down uh, plastic plates and plastic cups because she would knock them over. Uh, I put down a placemat. The placemat could not have any flowers on it or figures because she would start to play with the placemats. And if it was a clear placemat, she would keep on turning it over. It, and It was a simple thing, but if at- if she had a blanket and it had any patterns on it, she would start to play with the blanket, and she went back to simple jigsaw puzzles. Yeah, but the main thing is they for some reason these people like patterns and flowers, and they start to pick at them. Like all of a sudden, I saw her hands were dirty, and I found out she was picking the leaves off the plants we had at home. So you have to put things you enjoy, you have to put them away.
Mm,
Yeah, it has to be simple. Yeah.
yeah. Wow. Well, I thank you so much for being here and for writing this book. Where can people find your book? And do you have a website?
I have a website, which I don't know much about, but I have a website.
Well, we've been watching it all of this time, and I'm gonna go ahead and put the link in the description. It's
It, yeah,
frederickbuse.com.
yeah, it's on Amazon.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'll
And,
put that link as well in the description. Also, people can go ahead and check out that book by um, let me go ahead and get this right here. There's the QR code right there, so people can
yep.
actually scan that and go to your website and check it out. I believe that one is the Amazon site, and go and check it out there. And I want to thank you so much for being here. It's just been a pleasure having you. Is there
Well, thank
anything that
you.
we didn't do or say or we missed that you'd like to say?
Well, can you briefly tell me about your program?
Well, this program here.
Hmm. Yeah.
Oh, I can definitely do that. Definitely. We are everywhere. We're on YouTube, Amazon, we're on Fire Stick, we're on Roku, on Women to Women TV. We're in the UK. They just air every Tuesday at 8
Okay.
p.m. UK time. We're pretty much on all the major social media platforms as
Okay.
well as in South Africa. So yeah,
Oh my
it's
goodness.
great. It gets
Wow.
everywhere. Yeah, yeah, we're everywhere. I absolutely have taken the time to make sure that when we publish something, that lots and lots of people will have access to it. So definitely, yeah.
So where they go to Yaya Diamond?
They go to YayaDiamond.com, or they can just
Uh,
put my name into Google and it just brings pages and pages and pages up.
okay. All right. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. So you can find me anywhere.
Okay. Very good.
Okay. And all you have to do to find your episode is put your name in there because I put the name of the authors in the titles.
Oh, very good. Thank you.
No problem, no problem. Well, I want to thank you, Mr. Buse, for being on the show and for being so transparent and sharing your story with us and also giving those tips because that is necessary in this time. You know, people they think that, this is taboo,
Yes.
you
Yes. Yeah.
but
Yeah.
it's not. It's
No.
life.
Yeah. That's part of life. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
part of life. And you never know. It might be your life. I mean, look at Bruce Willis.
Yeah. Yeah.
You just
Yeah.
don't know. Money doesn't save this. This is
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
something that happens.
Yeah.
So, but thank you, Mr. Buse, and thank you guys so much for tuning in. Don't forget to dare to be different, but most of all, don't forget to go check that book out for yourself. It's not about how old you are or whatever, because there are young children that get Alzheimer's too.
Oh, I
So you
didn't know
need to
that. Wow.
oh yeah, oh yeah. So you need to know about it. So that
Yeah.
way when it comes around, and if it ever does, you'll be prepared. I want to
Uh,
thank you guys so much for tuning in. Don't forget to dare to be different. And until next time, guys. Bye.
the next time will be about 2 weeks.
Yes, it will be, because you have another book.
Yes, I do. Yeah.
Mr. Buse is a proficient author. Thank you for watching.